Good morning, Pandas. How's everyone this morning? Pandas, I believe you are good this morning, and everyone. Now, Pandas, comment down below how was your lunchtime and also how was your tea time yesterday. Did Pandas boom or did Pandas doom? You understand? Now, Pandas, in today's video, I will also want to highlight the grouping. Sometimes you might calculate a code, but then you calculated the code that requires the grouping. What do I mean by grouping? A grouping is an act whereby you can calculate a code, but then that code it requires you to work on. Let's say you've calculated the numbers that are close. You've calculated 3 and also you've calculated 19, but then what played was 2 and 18. You understand? I will also highlight those grouping. Most yesterday it happened on tea time. I'm going to show you how you calculate that code and what are the things that you can do to avoid. But then mostly I'm going to be strict on it because Pandas, I've had Pandas ask me that question whereby Pandas, today I've calculated these numbers. Maybe I've calculated 5 and 19, but then what paid was 4 and 18. You understand? Why is it the case? I'm going to highlight that already. Sometimes you might calculate a code that is close. It is not going to play, but then you still need to work on that code. Now let us start first with lunch. Pandas, yesterday it was a feast. Pandas, some of these things, Pandas, it is going to require lessons. Trust you, me, I know what I'm doing. I'm not bluffing. Let us go on our yesterday's results and check how did this number play. We're going to start first with our lunchtime. Let us go on our lunchtime yesterday. Let us go on our lunchtime yesterday. Now, on lunchtime yesterday we had 2, 6, 13, 18. My bad. Let me start again. We had 2, 6, 13, 28, 41, 42, and a bonus poll of 49. On tea time we had 3, 5, 9, 10, 23, 34, and a bonus poll of 17. Now, this grouping mostly it played on tea time. I'm telling you, you understand that grouping you are going to hit the jackpot. You understand, Pandas, but then that is going to require you a lot of lessons. But then I'm going to take you through what am I speaking about when I mention the grouping. You refer it as the next door numbers, but then it is not the next door numbers. It is called grouping. You calculate the code, and that code requires grouping. It requires you to work on it in order to achieve the numbers that are going to play. Now let us go on lunchtime. Let me go back to these results. Let us go on lunchtime. We are going to go on the last numbers that played on the 12. We have 25 and also we have 3. We have 25 and also we have 3. We have 25 and also we have 3. Now, Pandas, we're going to say 25 multiplied by 3 equals to 75. 25 multiplied by 3 equals to 75. On 75, on a set code of 75, we're going to say now 7 plus 5 it is 12. 7 multiplied by 5 it is 35. We're going to check for a draw by 12 and 35 played. I think this draw is played on the 12th of December. Let us go on the 12th of December. Let us go on the 12th of December 2023. I think 12 played as it was the first number that was thrown, and 35 was what? 35 was the last number that was thrown, which is a bonus. Pandas, also, you must always compare the quality. Let's say if you had 12 and 35 as what? As the first number and the second number that was thrown, there is no quality there. But then if we're having what? If we're having 12 as the first number that was thrown on lunch, and also we have 12 that we have 35 as the first number that was thrown on tea time, that is quality. Now, when you talk about another quality, you're talking about, let's say we have 12 as the first number that was thrown and 35 as the last number that was thrown, which is a bonus. You understand? Now, we're going to go on the 12th of December. 12th of December. 2023. We saw 12 was the first number that was thrown. We saw 12 was the first. 12 was the first number that was thrown, which is the 12 is the first number that was thrown, which is 12, and also 35 was the last number that was thrown on the 12th. Ne? Now we're going to say, Panthers, we're going to go on our calculator. We say 31 minus 12 plus 1 plus 13 equals to 33. Equals to 33, ne? Equals to 33. The 33, we're going to multiply it by what? We multiply it by 7, which is the number throw. We get our playing code. This code did not require you to crop it. Ne? You say 2 multiplied by 3, it is 6. 2 multiplied by 1, it is 6. From 2, 2, 3, 1, we calculated 2 and 6. We've calculated 2 and 6 on lunchtime. Let us confirm if we had 2 and 6 on lunchtime. Boom. Boom. These numbers, they played directly from a code. They played directly from a code. Now, we have 2 and 6. It played directly. It did not require cropping. You understand? Let us go on tea time. I want to highlight something. I want to highlight something on tea time. This is what we call the cropping. This is what we call the cropping. Now, let me start first with 33. Remember, we've got 33 as a difference and also as a set code. When you say 3 plus 3, 3 plus 3, it is 6. 3 multiplied by 3, it is 9. 3 plus 3, it is 6. 3 multiplied by 3, it is 9. From a set code of 33, we have 6 and also we have 9. 6 and 9. But then let us go back and check what played on tea time. On tea time we see instead of 6 and 9, what played was 5 and 9. This is the cropping that I'm talking about. You might calculate a code that requires cropping. The numbers that are going to play are very close. Whereby here we call it when one number is maintained and one number requires cropping. You understand? It is going to require what lessons, Pandas. I just want to show you another example. This one, at least you can get a single number, but then there are other numbers whereby you are not going to get any numbers, but then you are going to require cropping, whereby it is -1, +1, +1, +1, +2, +2. How are you supposed to master those things? It is going to require nothing but lessons. Now, let us go on the middle numbers. Middle numbers, the numbers that sit directly in the middle. Now, on the 12th, the numbers that are sitting directly on the middle on lunchtime, we have 3 and 5. This 3 and 5, I'm going to organize it. I'm going to organize this 3 and 5. I'm going to say 3 and 5. Let us go on tea time. We see that 3 and 5 it's played. 3 and 5 it's played. It's coming from the middle numbers. It is coming from the middle numbers. I'm done with calculating 3 and 5. Now, let me show you the numbers that are going to require cropping. We're going to say now 3 plus 5, it is 8. 3 multiplied by 5, it is 15. From a 3 and 5, we have 8 and also we have 15. This 8 and 15, I think it played on the 7th of December. Let us go on the 7th of December. We're going to check for 8 and 15. On the 7th of December, we're going to check for 8 and 15. On the 7th of December, we're going to check for 8 and 15. Let us go on the 7th of December. 7th December, we're going to check for 8 and 15. Here, 8 was the first number that was thrown on the machine, and while 15 was the bonus ball. Now here we're going to say, Panthers, we're going to say 31 minus 7 plus 1 plus yesterday's date. It is 38. It gives me 38, whereby on 38 I'm going to say now 3 plus 8, it is 11. 3 multiplied by 8, it is 24. From a set code of 38, we have what we call 11. We have 11, my bad. We have 11, we've calculated 11, and also we've calculated 24. We've calculated 11 and also we've calculated 24. But then let us go and compare what played instead of 11 and 24. What played was 10 and 23. What played instead of 11 and 24? What played was 10 and 23. Instead of 11 and 24, what played was 10 and 23. Pandas, it is one of those throws whereby you are going to feel like you are bewitched. You have a bad luck. No, it is not bad luck. You've calculated a code whereby it requires cropping. You have to master how am I supposed to crop my numbers when it's like this. You might calculate numbers, but then they are going to require cropping. How are you supposed to master the cropping? It is going to require lessons. I'm going to show you again. We're now going to say now a difference of 38, which is also a set code. 38 we multiply it by our current year, which is 24. We get our playing code. Here it's like that code whereby one number is maintained and one number it requires you to work on it. We're going to say now, I said 38 multiplied by 24, it gives us 912. 9 multiplied by 1, it is 9. 9 multiplied by 2, it is 18. From 9, 1, 2, we've calculated 9 and also we've calculated 18. 9 and 18. Let us go and check which numbers played instead of 9 and 18. We see 9 is maintained. 9 played. You can bank on single numbers. We have 9, 18, but then what played was what? What played was 9 and a bonus ball of 17 on tea time. What played was 9 and a bonus ball of 17 on tea time. Pandas, how are you supposed to master these things? You are going to require nothing but lessons. It is very, very important, Pandas. I've had these questions before, more especially on the comment section. People have been asking me, Pandas, I've calculated these numbers, but then what played are these numbers? Why is it that I've calculated these numbers? You've calculated the numbers that require cropping. There's nothing wrong with your calculations. You are right, in fact, you understand. But then those numbers require cropping. You've calculated the numbers that were close. You were close, but then those numbers are the numbers that are not going to play. Are the numbers that are going to require cropping. How are you supposed to master this? There's no way I can offer you free lessons on cropping, you understand? You are going to require nothing but lessons, Pandas. Now, I've said those that are interested in those lessons, Pandas, you can text me on Facebook, by which I'm using this account, Treko Sondezi. You understand, Pandas? Now, Pandas, good luck when it comes to today's throw. Remember to stake what you can afford to lose. And Pandas, never mistake any of my videos as the current throw predictions, but then they are a recap on what had happened on the previous results. And also, Pandas, the DRS is without limit. You might limit your calculations, you might doubt your calculations, but then the DRS, it is limitless. You understand? The DRS is for punting, Pandas. Pandas, the best part about cropping is that when you crop your numbers perfectly, sometimes you are going to hit a jackpot. You understand? It's a blessing in disguise. Also, it is a challenge. It is a challenge. Also, it is a blessing in disguise. You master the cropping, you are going to hit the jackpot. Pandas, thank you, Pandas, for the love. We are growing. We are growing because of you. Thank you, Pandas. Thank you for being consistent, Pandas. Remember, let us not watch these videos, but then let us also subscribe and comment and also like. Thank you, Pandas, and God bless.